Bloopity bloop bloop bloop. Hello there, internet. I don't think I like this spot for filming, so I don't think that I found my spot yet. It's a spot for now, and it's relatable to what we're talking about today, which is books. This book, in particular, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I started this book last summer of 2016. I would always do this thing where I went with my mother to every baseball game that my brother was in that we went to anyway, that, you know, some are too far away, you can't go to them all. Anyway, I did this thing where I went to all of them and I would bring a book and I would just read because I was there for support, but like also sports. I had read a couple of books already and then this was the one that I was working on last, I guess you could say. About a week or so before that baseball season ended, so did my reading, and I didn't really touch a book until this summer of 2017. That's not completely true because I read a bunch of plays, because I read like 5, but also like the plays I was in and, you know, stuff like that, plays that I did for, you know, class, acting, that kind of stuff. I read those plays. I started reading Hannah Hart's Buffering, but I didn't finish that because I am a terrible human being. And I love books. I worked in a library this year because I just love books. I wanted to be surrounded by books, and every time I went to work I wanted to read. But about 2 weeks ago I was like, I want to read. I want to be immersed into a story and feel like I am part of this other world and these other people's and characters' lives. I want to have that feeling again. So I picked this book back up. I was only about halfway through it, but I remembered the majority of what was going on in the book because this book is so good. Let me just pause a second and tell you that this book is amazing. If you are a reader, read this book. I was thinking about it for days after, and I had already started a new book, but I was thinking about it still for just days. So I finished this in about 3 or 4 days after I re-picked it up after my reading hiatus. And now I'm reading Carrie Hope Fletcher's On the Other Side, which I've had for a long time. I'm almost done. I've got like 40 pages left. You can't see that. That's like that how much I got left. I wanted to finish it before I started this, but you know, I'll finish it tonight or tomorrow. This isn't like a review or anything like that. These books are amazing. Pick them up if you want to read some good books. That's all I got on them, really. This book is about my inability to read when I want to read. I say inability lightly because there's nothing stopping me. It's not like I have a reading disability that I know of. You know, I don't like need glasses to read. None of that. I can just pick up a book. I could just read. There we go. Leaving spaces open for her to respond. Read. Great. Telling me I need to go walk. I'm busy. The thing is, reading seems like a luxury. I don't know why reading seems like that, but YouTube doesn't. Movies, TV shows. I watched a whole season of New Girl in a day. Why could I not read a whole book in a day anymore? When you have YouTube on, or you have like a movie or a TV show on or something, you can watch that but also multitask, doing other things. You don't have to put your full focus and attention into that thing. You can do other things while you're doing that thing. So when you're doing that, it doesn't feel like you're technically wasting time or like spending time doing something else that, you know, where you could be being productive. That doesn't necessarily always happen with visual stuff like that. When it comes to reading though, you have to sit down. You don't have to sit, I don't know your life, you do what you want to do. But you have to take your book, you have to open it, and you have to focus on reading the words. You have to flip the pages unless you have a Nook or a Kindle. Again, I don't know your life. But you have to literally immerse yourself into the book. I think that's why reading feels like a luxury, because you have to actually sit down and pay attention to the thing you're doing. Crazy. So yeah, it's like I can watch a whole season of New Girl in a day, but I can also check my emails, cook, clean, do my laundry. Like I can do all of this stuff while New Girl is on. I can't as easily picture the life of Evie Snow while I'm vacuuming. So the reason for my reading hiatuses anyway is there's open space of time. And I go, I want to read. But I go, I can't read. I don't have that time. Reading is not as important as this other thing I should be doing. When I get this thing done, then maybe I can read, but then there's always another thing to do, isn't there? Ever since I picked The Night Circus back up, I've just been wanting to spew these thoughts and words onto you guys. So that's really all I got. But you know, I'm trying to make times to allow myself the luxury of reading. I got a lot of books on this shelf. I have not read all of them. I've read a majority, I think. I don't know what book I'm gonna read next. because I'm almost done with On the Other Side, but I don't know what I'm going to read next. So I might finish reading Buffering by Hannah Hart. I might read Nora and Kettle. That's just a beautiful cover. Let me tell you how I shop for books. That's another video. But I also might read this one. Come out. Sun by Lois Lowry. Is that how you say the name? I don't know. I think that's enough rambling though for the day. So I'm gonna go, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, also recommend books for me. That's all. Bye. I thought about sitting in front of my pride flag and doing book reviews and calling it Reading Rainbow. Ha! Oh, but there's also this one. The Sun, the Moon, and the Stars. I was given this as a graduation present, and it just sounds really cool. I have so many books to read. That's why I just need to keep reading. I turned my camera off and forgot to lick. How freaking dare I?